Alright, I've done some upgrades on the Sabco Brew Magic control box circa 2006. Mainly out of boredom. It worked fine. The most important thing I did was changed out the PID controller from this, which is just a temperature old industrial controller, to one by Auber Instruments. They make stuff specifically for brewing, so it has step mashing, extra outputs, timers, buzzers, stuff like that, all in one box. So it's pretty nice. The other thing I did was change out the relay for a solid state relay so that it works with the new PID, and it can hopefully change out or keep a little closer precision on the temperature. And I didn't realize it at first, but I would have to change out the probe for the temperature. The old one was a thermocouple and this is an RTD. I didn't know what that meant until about a week ago when I hooked this up and it didn't work. So there's a serious difference out there. The brown wire is the old one that went all the way to the other side of the machine in there, which actually measures the cold side of the mash tun as it's pulling it out to heat it. I bought a $8 one on Amazon and just put it right outside of the outlet because I figured it was better to know the absolute hottest that the wort's getting instead of worrying about heating it up from the cool side. And because I knew absolutely nothing about stuff like this about 2 years ago, and I got interested in it mainly because of brewing, and I just find it interesting. I've learned quite a bit, and I still don't know half the stuff, but I did rewire this to get it to work, and it was pretty straightforward. And once you kind of see how these function, and they're all similar, like the Grainfather or other the all-in-ones, they just put it on a circuit board and they put it in a much nicer, tighter package than this big old box. But basically you have the power coming in, and on this one it goes through a fuse, and then the power is going out to this thing, to the controller, and to a switch for the pump. And this thing is basically a switch. And on the right side it has the heavy duty stuff to drive the water heater element down here. And then on the left side it has a much lower voltage, much kinder setup that wires into here. So this sends out a small signal here, trips the switch, and then fires up the big deal. And then built into this circuit coming out of here in the low voltage, this actually has a switch, so you can only turn on just the pump or the pump and the heat. So with the rims it would be bad if you could just turn on the heat, because the whatever would just sit in there and boil. You need flow continuously. So the signal comes out of here, goes through the switch if you have the switch on, and then back up to here, turns it on, and that's that. For a pump, you have the power coming in, and a contact block is what they call these on the back, I believe. And when you hit the switch, it just sends the signal right to the pump, and these hold or cover about 10 amps. So for the little March pump down here, it's fine to just push that load without a relay. This is a solid state relay, like I said, so it can switch on and off much more rapidly than a regular relay. And that's about as far as I know the only difference. They generate heat, so they usually have heat sinks associated with them, and it can be pretty significant heat. I'm not really worried about it in this box, because also in this box is a 1500 watt heater, so that'll be small potatoes compared to that. Alright, I think my rambling's complete.